Will there be fast travel? If so, will it be relying on players such as wizard or druid teleports? I do not want a teleport island like they added in EQ.
Well, there definitely won't be a teleport island where you can just go wherever you want. The first thing is some classes will be able to teleport to some degree, but mainly you need to travel conventionally to a location first. There'll be different areas in the world that you can teleport to, but you've got to reach them yourself, by yourself, walking, riding, what have you, and then you can teleport back to there after you've accomplished that for the first time. Also, that'll be the key civilized areas, maybe some of the different cities. You won't be able to just teleport out in the middle of an adventure area. In a dungeon, there'll be, certain classes will have spells that can bring you to them. Maybe, if you died, you need to come back to your corpse. So I think teleportation makes sense in a lot of areas, but we are doing it in a way where we preserve the size of the world. It won't just feel like everyone's just blipping around the world like in some other games.
Will quests be meaningful? In other words, will the quests be few and far between, but take time and effort to complete, with great rewards at the end, such as epic weapons and armor? My hope is for a quest system similar to EQOA or Final Fantasy XI.
Yeah, and what we want to do with the quest system is have fewer quests, but those quests be actually better and more involved. We're really going for quality over quantity. It's not a system where you're just going quest to quest to quest. You don't even have to do the quests, but if you do them, they're very involved. They may take a while. They tell a story, hopefully a great story, and there'll be a reward at the end that was worth your efforts. So again, quality over quantity. This is not a quest-centered game where you have to participate in every one, but they're certainly going to be there for players who enjoy that kind of content.
Will you consider Oculus Rift support? Virtual reality is pretty awesome, and I would love to experience an amazing MMO world in virtual reality.
So would I, and if Oculus Rift or any other technology, if that all works out, we'd love to support it.
Will casters be mobile? It's so annoying to be a stationary cannon. It would be nice to be able to move and cast at the same time.
We agree, and you will be able to cast while you're moving. Certain spells may slow you down a bit, but you're not going to just be there in one spot unable to move.
Do you have a project manager in place already to help with scope creep and staying on target?
We do, and we'll probably be getting more in short order.
So what's the best way for us as fans to help the project other than backing you via Kickstarter?
Well, we're going to use a lot of message boards that are out there. Eventually we'll have a message board, an official one on our website. And the best way to help us out is to send us ideas, post ideas, get people talking about some ideas that you might have, features that you'd like to see. We will be very active on the boards. The community to us, especially early on and throughout the development process and post-launch, community is what's important in this game. And we hope that by starting with this Kickstarter interview, we're showing you our commitment to how important community and listening to the players really is.
So how far into the process are you at? Are you at the point where you can still take our ideas and do something with them, or is your design document set in stone?
It's not at all. We have a design document. It's not set in stone. We're still making a lot of the big decisions, and we will be in that mode for quite a while. So players do absolutely have the opportunity to come up with cool ideas. Now over time, as we kind of solidify the vision of the game, a lot of the bigger decisions will already be made. But there's a lot of little things even that we'd love input on that can be added or changed later into the development cycle.
Is there anything the team is talking about right now that you could kind of throw out there that you'd be interested to have ideas on?
Sure. What makes combat fun and not boring or repetitious? What would you like to see in combat? Maybe also NPC AI. What do you really want to see there? Everyone wants smarter NPCs, but what does that mean? Does that mean early on in EverQuest, NPCs went after the cleric and killed him the first, right? And that made sense. That was good AI because that's what a mob would do. It would go after the healer. It wasn't really a lot of fun. So we need to really work on. Everyone wants next generation AI. We need to get down and decide and experiment with what is better AI as it relates to fun gameplay.
Now, will there be auction houses or just a tunnel?
The tunnel was fun back in EverQuest 1. Yeah, probably both. I mean, the tunnel, it was neat. The tunnel wasn't our design. It was just where it sat in the world. It kind of made sense for people to gather there. So we will have auction houses to some degree, support some of that interaction. But the main point here is that they'll be local. There's not going to be one global marketplace. And the reason is because we want people to travel around the world and possibly make a profit. If you've gone from, if you take the risk and have gone, to the far reaches of the world, found some items, treasure, what have you, and then you brought it all the way back to the more civilized, safe area, you ought to be able to sell that for a profit, if and be paid for taking that risk. With a global marketplace, that just kind of all breaks down.
So what specifically for you is your motivation for making this game?
Oh, wow. I've known that I've wanted to make RPGs since I was in junior high. The other guys on the team, were gamers, paper and pencil, early console games, RPGs. We're all gamers, and we love MMOs. And everyone on the team is veteran. They've been doing this for a long time. And not only do we want to make MMOs, we kind of feel like that's our purpose in life, is to make these games that we would like to play because they don't exist, and to see them come and become a reality, to play them ourselves, and then we get a lot of satisfaction, of course, from seeing other players come on in and enjoy the game as well.
So is that kind of how this process started? Were you looking for a game like this and it just wasn't out there, so you decided to make it?
Yeah, it's something that I think a lot of us have been thinking about for some time, and it goes back to that. We're kind of sick of trying to make a game that everybody likes. You end up with a player in that game liking part of the game, but not liking the other part of the game, and certain features or mechanics. So making a game for us and for players who want more of a challenge. It's more fun to make a game like that, and we think that the players will have more fun and less to complain about because they're playing a game that really kind of was tailor-made for their tastes.
Is loot going to be similar to EverQuest and Vanguard, where items are highly unique, for example, Fungi Tunic, FBSS, etc., or WoW's method, where most items have randomized stats within a specific range?
The items that matter, the items that people are going to be going after, that are going to be wanted by players, that are powerful, some will be unique. Those will be handcrafted. They'll be named appropriately based on where they're found. Their stats and other abilities will be custom made. Certainly, there's going to be a lot of other loot around the world, cache loot, what have you. Some of that may seem a little bit more randomly generated, but for certain, the special loot that you're going after will definitely feel handcrafted.
So how open is the development process really going to be?
It's going to be pretty transparent. You start that with Kickstarter. Unlike traditional game development where you keep a lot of things back and hold back on certain ideas or names. With Kickstarter, you're taking your first step and you're saying, kind of open kimono. This is what we're doing. This is why we're doing it. This is what we want to do. There's certainly some detailed aspects of the game that we do need to hold back on. Probably areas where we still need to experiment with it before we want to commit to it. Or maybe it's for a special article or some such. But in general, it's going to be very open, and we will continue. Starting from this day on, really listening to our player base, our target audience, and hopefully making the game that they want to play and that we want to play as well.